Welcome to the 7th edition of the Dog Pound. Today, I'm going to be your only guest. I wanted to really sit down and visit with the parents and talk a little bit about our program and where it's going. I had a parent the other night come up and talk to me after the game, and I really recognized his passion for the football program, his son, and his concerns about what's going on within our football program right now and losing of games. And I wanted to bring that up today and talk a little bit because I'm really sensitive about it too, because I have a son who plays for me. So I kind of get it from the coach side of it and the parent side of it. I don't have anything prepared for this, so if I ramble a little bit, I apologize. The biggest concern that this parent had is obviously the losing of games. And anything that I say today could sound like an excuse. And there are certain realities within our program, like we are a young football team with a mix of older players mixed in with that, but mainly a young football team. And we're still growing and we're still learning. We've tried to take away from every game something that has been positive and really build on that. There's been negatives every game, there's been positives every game. I want to make sure that I remind you that the first thing that we do within our program is to try to help our young men grow as men. This has been a difficult experience being 0-6 at this point when we had such high expectations coming into it. But I think that the one thing that we've tried to explain to our players is the fact that life isn't fair all the time. It isn't fair. There's going to be bumps along the road, and how you shape and how you handle those problems is how you are going to problem solve, figure things out during the course of your life. That being said, it's difficult on them, it's difficult on us as coaches, it's difficult on the campus community. It is not a good situation to be 0-6 at this point in time. Nobody wanted to be here. But I think we are helping them grow, helping them get through this, and remaining positive and trying to have a positive mental attitude as we go through this process. The second thing that we try to do is help our students grow, our young men grow as students. And again, we're really working hard at doing that this year. It's a main focus here on campus of retaining our students, and it's really a main focus on our football team right now of retaining the players that we have, because we have some very good football players, both young and old. But especially, I think we had our best recruiting class within this young group that are here. As you take a look on defense, you'll see a lot of young players, a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing. The same thing on offense. A new freshman starting quarterback and a lot of young players playing on there. I think we only graduate 1 or 2 players on offense and 1 or 2 players on defense this year that are in and contributing right now. So we are spending an exorbitant amount of time helping them to grow academically and get used to college life. And I think we're making great strides there. And number 3, we want to win football games. And to be at this point and be 0-6 just isn't sitting very well with our players. It isn't sitting very well with our coaches. And no matter what progress we make in the other areas, we have to feel good about what we're doing on the field. So we're really working hard on the positive mental attitude of our players, working and showing them improvement. If you take a look at Saturday's game, yeah, we lost 45-14. What were some of the good things that came out of that? We had more yards rushing than we've had all year long and running the football. We had more yards total offense than we've had all year total offense. Defensively, we didn't play well. And special teams wise, we get a punt blocked. We get a fumble on a punt return. There's just too many mistakes happening in special teams. But the one positive there, again, was the fact that we returned a kickoff for a touchdown. I think there were a lot of key blocks on that, and there was a freshman returner doing that. So those are some of the positive things that we're trying to take away from this last game. Does that make it any easier? It really doesn't. You know, and sure, there's things, the parent that talked to me the other night, how can the parents get involved? How can, can we write letters? Can we, what do we need to do as parents? There's things at Hiram College that the football program needs. There's things that every program at Hiram College need. With the economic times, I think you'd be stretched to find a college football program at the Division III level that doesn't need things. if I start telling you some of those things, it sounds again like I'm complaining. It talks about the negative. We are really trying hard to accentuate the positive, stay away from the negative. And I think that coaches here in the past have always gotten worried about what they don't have instead of what they do have. What I do have is a brand new field, a brand new locker room. I've got a lot of players that are busting their butts. If you want to talk to specifically about what we need, I think that the offseason would be a great time to do that. There's not a whole lot of time in our season right now to do that. The biggest thing that we need, and parents really can't help on this, is more experience. And the one thing that the parents can help on that is we're trying to take a look at a trip to Ireland. We think the cost is going to be somewhere between $2,300 and $2,000. We've got some fundraising monies put into that. If the players or the parents can't come up with the money at that point, we're looking at an alternative game in Canada. That game would be, how that helps us is that game allows us to have the allotted spring practices before we would leave on, I believe it's May 12th, that we would leave to go and play one of those games.